magic.
So kind of like a teacher, except instead of getting paid by students, I get paid by
Companies.
the thing I'm pushing. Yeah, I'm busy by Google to make people use Google stuff. How do we make pictures appear on the rectangle?
Right there, the wall. Yes.
I bring my converter device.
I can probably scratch one up somewhere.
So VGA.
VGA to Mac.
Everyone's got VGA, and I haven't heard VGA in some time. Poorly.
VGI.
But it's okay, if anyone else.
to-
There's something else in the jumped off. One of the other computers. Yeah.
I don't know if they're connected.
They're not connected. Well, there's a very small number of us. You can just hobble around the laptop anyway, but make filming harder.
Not really. So VGA to HDMI.
To HDMI or DisplayPort.
Okay, for Macs.
Thank you.
I will try.
Remember to stop. Get more display devices. These will copy themselves. As they do. So what do you guys study?
Studying linguistics and
Linguistics.
computational linguistics certificate. I'll probably do a computer science master.
Cool. I did a software master's. It was nice.
I actually just recently learned the difference between software and hardware. Like I'm completely new to computers.
It'll be fun.
Other than I really fast. That's about it.
It's a good start.
I'm doing a master's in linguistics.
Master's in linguistics.
And I want to learn the computational.
Computation. Well, the stuff I'm going to be teaching today is how to use the Unix shell to do stuff, which is like, I don't know, it's like the MacGyver-y part. It's not very sciencey. It's more like, I need text to do things. I need to sort them. I need to get these many,
That's
bits
what
and
I'm
bytes.
trying to learn in one of my classes.
Something I want to do.
What are you, sorry?
That's what I'm trying to learn that in my class. This is what we're doing.
Oh, cool. ls-al/data, cool.
But
cp-rmv, cat, exit less. Some of that stuff's in the stuff you're talking about.
teacher's instructional challenge.
Okay, well, I tend to be kind of problem focused in the way I teach things. So if there are specific problems you guys are trying to solve, we can solve them during the class and I can show you how to do it.
Like my homework?
Sure, why not? Homework's a good set of problems, right?
I just sent the teacher a request for more practice.
More practice. So the kind of thing I have to work from is I have some plaintext files up there for some Shakespearean plays and a copy of Shakespeare's complete works. And what we'll be working towards is doing some stuff on that, like count the number of words that end in ED in the play.
That's kind of what we're doing.
Yeah, so we'll end up there. So what's your experience like with this kind of stuff, with the bits and the bytes and the text and the strings?
Not really. Actually, I just got on to speech technology, so
Cool.
it's gonna be a first time and something I'm really interested in. I just found out about the seminar. I said, hey, it's something I should be at.
Yay! What do you hope to leave with? Any skills, knowledge,
Still, and
awesomeness?
things that contribute to me getting a job after I leave here.
Well, these are skills that tend to be very practical and useful for doing all sorts of things. I went to some other conferences yesterday, and apparently I dropped a big box of electronics that didn't like with me. Then that box of electronics is an adapter that I could have combined with that adapter to display. I'm display challenged. And the DVI to.
There's an overhead there too. if you want to use that.
Yeah, we can always do that. Or we can just use the whiteboard. We can just use the whiteboard. We can put them as. Oh, you found one. I was like, we can just use the whiteboard. I think you're right. Okay. Hopefully it will fit. It will.
Through one of your ports.
It will. But yeah, worst case,
Could you maybe scoot a little bit more that way?
I'm actually going to stand while I talk.
Okay, but when you do.
So what are your goals for this session? What would you like to leave with other than a video?
I actually would like to learn a little bit more, or get more command on piping.
Piping. What kind of stuff would you like to pipe?
I would like to pipe maybe a regular expression.
A regular expression. Regular expressions are their own beast. Have either of you dealt with regular expressions?
Scratch. I was just starting to scratch.
Okay, they are their own language of sorts, kind of. We'll touch on them a little bit and we can dive deeper. Basically what I'll do is they'll be like, tell me things you want to do with a regular expression and I will help you write one to do it, because it's kind of the only way to learn regexes. Regexes are interesting in that they're hard to learn, especially from like documents, because a properly written regular expression is very often impossible to read. Like, it's very hard for a human to parse it. So the best way to learn how to do it is to just figure out a few chunks and then just do trial and error until trial and error until you get what you want. So let me bring up slides. Let me make computer mirror displays. Okay, there's a picture of Jupiter, and I don't know what moon that is.
Cassini?
Huh?
Is it Cassini?
This is, I don't know, this one might be a Galileo. This one looks older. I think that is, I don't know. I don't know what moon that is. Probably says in there somewhere. Mirror displays. Because I use HTML slide decks. It's kind of weird. And I do slides with all of my working stuff, so. You guys get a lot of slides? Yeah. I remember when I did my undergrad, I had every single class except for one was all slides. And I swore off slides for a very long time. And now everybody wants slides. Why do you want slides? Okay, let's scale it. Let's see if I can get more bits to it. More pixels. More pixels happen without fire happening? Oh my gosh, yes. That is an amazing analog projector. I'm impressed. Yeah, we have like, I don't even know how many. 1024 by 1280? It's like, that's almost 1080p. Almost. Pretty awesome. Okay.
Well, Cisco was hired to give us all projectors and video conference phones.
Video conference phones.
Yes. Because we have a contract with them for them to supply our technology.
Unfortunately, that is kind of gone. Between Apple, oh yeah, internets. Is there internet I can steal?
Probably the guest.
Otherwise, I brought my own internet. That not.
Or
I was
I can.
packing, I'm like, what might I need? I might need cellular internet.
I could also pipe you to my account.
Yeah, cellular's fine. The slide deck's not very neat. I also have it checked out. Maybe we'll just use the checked out version.
4G.
Code, oh my gosh, code. So.
This is what we want to see.
Can we turn these front lights off?
Yes. Is that better?
How to bash your plain text foes. I probably want to open it up.
This one? Is that better?
That's better.
Okay.
That looks great. I'm sorry that this is the first slide deck I've done in a while that does not have a built-in asteroids game. I tried to think of how I could fit it in there, but it didn't even make sense.
Very much thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, you are very, very welcome.
Can you just make the text about 3 sizes?
Oh, we're not going to be presenting off of this.
Okay.
This is actually my slides.
Okay.
I'm that kind of nerd. So I just need to go to Palm? That's not the right thing. That's firebase.com. I want this one. There will be code. The code we will be seeing will be this. I can make it bigger. How big should I make it until it's on the screen?
I'm just trying to make sure that viewers would be able to see it.
Yeah, because we'll be doing our work out of here. Is that big enough?
Can you make the font larger?
Font larger. Smaller window. More pixels per
Also, maybe just possibly move the camera since we're so tiny. Oh no. One of the legs fall? No. Now I just have to redo all this.
So this will be the code. I can make it even bigger to see how to change. Set. What is my prompt equal to? Ah, that's crazy. Why don't I just make it equal to make my prompts smaller. There we go. Now use a little bit of space.
Shakes?
Shakes. That's what we're going to be working out of. Oh my gosh, shakes. So what kind of, okay, so what terminal-like environment do all of you usually use? Are there Linux computers, Windows computers, Apple computers?
I have Windows 7.
You have Windows 7. Do you have a program called Sigwin installed?
Not really sure.
Okay.
I remember when I was having the classes, it was mostly everyone had Windows machines, and we used PuTTY.
PuTTY. So where did you PuTTY into?
Well, we PuTTY'd into the Gray server, which is the school server we had.
Cool. Cool. We have gray.sjsu.edu. Does everyone have an account on Gray? Is that an assumption we can make going in?
Yes. If you're in a tech class, you have access to Gray.
Cool. Do you have access to Gray? Because it's going to be very similar. I'm working off of OS 10, which is, do you know what operating system Gray is? We'll find out.
It's the grade.sjsu.edu?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, you have. Awesome.
And I think it's port 22.
The standard port for secure shell protocol. Says you have never connected. That's okay. That's just saying if you have yes. So if you see that ever again when trying to connect to Gray, somebody may be playing a trick on you. It's, when you connect to Gray with PuTTY, you are doing what's called a transport layer security handshake, which involves lots of encryption and complex math and stuff. And what it does is if you've never encountered a host before, you're going to get that warning the first time you connect. If you get it again, that means something's fishy.
Oh, okay. So just click no.
So it's like,
No one's going to do an attack on Gray.
Oh.
So if like the government of Russia decided to attack, because it's the same protocol everyone uses, like the same protocol that like I'm sure DoD is different stuff.
So-
Pretty much everyone else uses.
so meeting someone for the first time, you shake hands. Meeting them again, you never shake hands.
Well, you shake hands, but you remember what their handshake felt like. If their
Oh.
handshake feels different, then PuTTY goes, oh my god, the handshake feels different. What the heck? And then that is a sign that somebody is not who they claim to be. They're a spy. We all love spies, right? No, we don't. Not spies who are messing with our servers. Okay, so switch back and forth. I'll make this view full screen.
Ooh, that looks like it will be readable.
I can even make it. I think that's about as.
That's good.
That's about as far as you're going to be able to get. Switching back and forth like this. I can go a little bigger. I don't want people's eyes to bleed. Ah, that was a mistake.
Break.
There we go. Hamlet hits.
Oh, Spartan dog.
Yes, you'll be playing with that. So switching over. So where does the frame begin and end for stuff for video posterity?
Um,
Maybe end with this. I'll be typing a little bit at some point.
2 inches past the edge of your screen and
So about here?
more.
Oh, this way. Okay.
Right there.
Okay, so I can pull this over a little bit.
Yes.
No. Physics. Harsh mistress. Okay.
Yes.
Still switch. I will allow you to display my slides. Clear. Okay. This might as well get going or something, right? Let's do it. So, I will start with like a normal thing, like I'm talking to a big room of people. Normally I use a slightly different style when there's like 4 people in the room. But we will use the big room style because it works better for the camera. Hi everyone. Today we're going to be talking about how to bash your plain text foes. It's a pun, because we're going to be using bash. And there's a comic up there. It's from a comic called XKCD. Make me a sandwich. What? Make it yourself. Pseudo make me a sandwich. Okay. Does anybody get that? You will get it by the end of this. That is kind of the success criteria. Pseudo is a command for the terminal. And it is a command that is terribly dangerous, but it can make sandwiches happen. Okay. Before I talk about code and stuff, excuse me, let me talk a little bit about myself. Hi, I'm Jenny. I'm the developer advocate at Google, which is like, I help people cause trouble with code. I'm here to help you cause trouble with a kind of code. Here's my social media stuff. If you have any questions about any of the content in this video or here in person, always feel free to ping me. I always like talking about anything, the stuff. So ping me on Twitter or Google Plus if you're Google Plus inclined. Okay, so first, let me interrogate you. Which I've already done a little bit before the beginning of this film. So I asked around, there's a little bit of experience with bash. A little. We're going to make that more. How about programming in general? Not really?
No.
Nope, not much programming experience. Okay, we're going to be programming. This is kind of the kind of programming we're doing is like on the spectrum of programming from like rocket surgery or brain science side of computing. We're using like Lisp and other obscure academic languages to solve very complex problems to like the MacGyver duct tape, like the tools that were developed by people in the trenches type stuff. We're much further on this side, which doesn't mean that it's less useful, less important. Actually, it's incredibly useful. But you know, use it. They're rough. They have weird spots, but they're a very powerful part of solving problems with software. So don't let anyone tell you this is not programming. You're programming. All your programs are 1 line long, which makes them more awesome. Okay, so we're going to talk about this stuff. I have an agenda slide because I guess those are important. First one we're going to do just getting around with bash. Then we're going to copy stuff around, files moving back and forth. Then we're going to take a little step away and we're going to kind of talk about the philosophy of these tools, the philosophy of why these tools exist, why they're so weird, why they're so awesome. Then we're going to move in a little further. We're going to go through finding files, because like I have directories of stuff, folders of stuff. How do I use the terminal to find the stuff I want? Then we're going to take a brief diversion to talk about regular expressions, which are their own, it's its own language. It's very inconsistent, but part of many other larger programming languages for doing manipulations of text. How do they work? They're crazy. And then we're going to spend some time kind of bringing it all together, working with text, going through a bunch of utilities that are there for text manipulation, and how to chain them together to build cool stuff. Okay. Getting around with bash. We're going to bash all the things. I actually found an almost appropriate use of Common Sense. Kind of matches all my brushes handwriting, surprisingly. It's a little bit too plain. Anyway, bash. What is bash? You'll hear bash a lot. Bash is what's called a shell. A shell is also known as kind of the thing you see when you open up a terminal. Bash stands for the born again shell, which is a play on an older shell called the bourne shell, which is just SH. Bash is BASH, so it's the born again shell. It's the there's a lot of other options for shells out there, and a lot of these utilities work with them. We're just going to be talking about bash, because bash is kind of ubiquitous. It's kind of the first shell people will see. So later, if you get more advanced, you can always change to a different one that has different features. But we're going to assume everybody's using bash right now. So if you're using C shell or something hardcore like that, switch back to bash for the rest of this talk. Okay, first, we're going to get around. And there are some commands we're going to use to get around. These are kind of your most basic commands. When you connect to a server, you're going to have some questions. You're going to use PuTTY. You're going to open up, maybe you're going to open up a terminal on a computer you're using that already has it, like if you're on a Mac, you're just going to open a terminal. Or if you're on a Windows machine, you might be running Cygwin, which is a way to get bash on a Windows machine. Or you might be using PuTTY or another utility to connect to an external system that has bash. And you're going to have some questions. Where am I? That's the first kind of question you usually have. And there's a command for that, pwd. Pwd tells you where you are in the file system. If I want to know what's here, there's a command for that, ls. Or if you want to know longer form, ls space -al. We'll play with these in a moment. Then you're going to want to be able to go places. Because like the whole file system is kind of divided into directories, just like computers probably used to. Except we move around them using these cd commands. You might want to go somewhere, one of the locations you saw in ls-al, or you might want to go backwards. There's special directories. There's a directory called dot, which is your current location. Dot, which is your parent location. Structure is kind of like a tree. And then if you're moving around directories a lot, bash has a really cool feature built into the shell, the directory stack, which is a more advanced thing that we'll go through. But finally, let's make some directories. Okay, so I'm just going to, I think I have some exercises next, magic stuff. Okay. Before we do some exercise, there's some other magic stuff. I just want you to know off the top of your head, if you typed a really long command and you want to get back to it, use the up arrow. This will save you lots of time. If you are typing very long things, like directory names or the names of programs, the tab key is your friend. Hit the tab key once, it might make a sound. Hit it twice, and it's going to list all of the options. It's like magic. It's going to save you so much time. And then moving around, arrow keys can be kind of slow. Control A and Control E. They'll move you to the beginning of the line and to the end of the line. Okay, let's go through some of these and see what they actually do. I'm going to switch over to my terminal and pretend I just connected to a server. You can follow along if you like. Although we're not going to actually have really interactive exercise stuff for a few more slides. But I've connected, and I'm in, usually you get dumped into a place called tilde. So usually when you connect, you're going to end up on your home directory, which is shorthand for that is tilde. And you're like, where am I? Remember that command? pwd. I forget what pwd stands for. Let's find out. It doesn't say what it stands for.
Print working directory.
Print working directory. Thank you. You're brilliant. pwd stands for print working directory, with strange name. And when you type it, it tells you where you are, which is your working directory. You might see that term come up again. Sometimes your prompt might be configured to show you where your working directory is. Tilde is short for /user/menu. It's because that's my username. But not always. But if you're in a different part of the file system, you're going to see something else. So common places you might want to go. Let's find out where we can go. ls command. Oh my gosh, it lists a whole bunch of stuff because my directory is cluttered and ugly. ls it just stands for list, and it'll just list everything in your current working directory. I have syntax highlighting set up. How you set that up depends on your platform. I'll show you how to do it. There's a bunch of stuff in